let's use the same explore component here as well. And let's select our site. But this time let's I don't know, like only, I don't know, like let's see these options first. This might be okay, and we can make this a bit rust, and we can say housing for this, and that's okay. I'm happy with what we see here, so we can leave it as it is. And then what we'll be doing is, since we are okay with this, what we'll be doing is we'll be selecting this all and change their functions. And how we are going to do that? So I come to the building, I come to the area metrics, and under the settings we'll see function. Create a new function. Let's say we'll be having a function of housing. And let's create this function. We don't need to create another metric. And when we select all this, what we are seeing as a function is unspecified, and let's convert this into housing. I'm not sure why it's not all selected as housings, so maybe I can preview this approach off, select this all, and function needs to be housing at all. And one thing we can do here is to add maybe this is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why don't we start with 9 here? This can go to 8. This can go to 7. This can go to 6. This can go to 5, and the rest can stay as 4. Okay, so we can have this as housing. And the next thing that we can have here is maybe kind of another function here. What we can add as a function here is to say, let's say a cultural center or like a residential block here. Okay, having this one can be a commercial one. And specify a commercial one. This can have, like, let's say this one, oops, let's undo that. So this has now 10 floors. Let's say it has 7 floors, 4 meters, maybe 6, 4 meters, and this can go as well. This can have more floors, let's say 12 floors. This can have 6 or maybe 8. There's a beautiful sea view here, so we don't want to lose that. And we can have this building as our I don't know, like a culture one. Not culture one. Let's have this as a commercial, and let's have this as housing. So why did we create this? This is going to be our design, right? So this is our design actually. We are having this design, and I can turn on the roads. And in the meantime, we can always preview this with the satellite view as well. So this is the, let's say, our development or conceptual sketch that we created here. But what we see is in the metrics part, we'll be having different floor plans, right? So what I'll be doing here before we jump into the floor plans is to, wait until we receive the satellite view. So let's say this is our residential one. So I click on the floor plan one. And what this does, it's basically having different floors. You can select one floor, you can select all the floors, okay? You can select them all. I can do that by pressing shift. Or let's see how we can select them all. Yes, if we click this select all floors, and then what we are going to add here is for the first floor, let's say unit type is unassigned. We can say for the residential, let's add a unit for the core. And we draw this like to the, let's say, really this portion of it. And you see we can easily like track our location or our sizes here as well. On 9x9, can move this along if I'm not mistaken, or I can just drag it. And then I can say this is my unit for circulation. And there are some templates. We use floor plans. We don't have any floor plans here. And then what I can do here is I can measure these distances. I can create grids. I can have lengths, area numbers, all those kind of things. And once I'm done with this, I'll be saying, okay, now I'm okay with this. For the display options, let's have some colors. Let's have some areas. Let's have the colors. And let's use these colors for our design. So I have this here, and I'm not sure, we might have something here. Oh, this is line, sorry. We might have something here. Okay. And we might have something else here as well. Okay, so let's say this is our plan. And when we look at these floors, we can use the select all equal floors and add this to library, let's say. Now I add this to my library. And when I have this and I click this, you would see that I will put this on top of it, and then what would happen? Stamp inside, stamp replace. Okay, so let's undo this if we can. So select all floors, and now our template has gone. I'm not sure what happened to this, but let's go back. And this is our building, unspecified. It's a residential building, and I click on the floor plan, and I just draw a core here. Maybe like this core can be towards the middle itself. And then as you see, it's all drawn in all the plans. I can have something here as such. I can have something here. Oops, not you, sorry. I can draw something here as well. And then write this. I'm just like sketching here alongside with my intuition. And maybe now can have something here, something here, and so on and so forth. So once we're done with this, you see templates can be to library and stuff like that. We don't need to do that. Outline, core, and we're happy with this. And once I'm happy with this, I just go back to my original version, and you see I've drawn my plans. And when I click on this building, and if I switch to the area metrics, you see it's showing me gross floor area, gross internal area, net internal area. These are the metrics, and this is the site, like on the site, how much we are building here as well. And also what we see here is the settings, functions, and unit size. We have units, but we don't see this units here as alongside with what we are seeing here, because we didn't put any units inside of our floor plan. So if we go back to floor plan 1, and if we say this is going to be a unit, so if I put a unit for, let's say, living unit, for this. Okay, a living unit. This is going to be a living unit as well. And this time I can preview this with the unit types, I guess. Area type, area function. Okay, so let's see, living unit. We can have this as our core. Okay, and these are going to be also a living units. So I can select them by pressing shift. Yes, a living units. This is kind of a, let's say, like say living units. Okay, and if I go back, and now what I'm seeing with this floor plan is, if I go to the metrics, now I can see what I'm having as my number of units. So I have 90 units, but how can I preview this units here? I just wanted to see my units, but function is this, number of units is 90, buildings. Okay, so if I click on units, now I can see my units. So the ones that I select here in between like 80, more than 85 square meters, between 60 and 75 square meters. And all these units, unit filter is living unit. We can put the core here as well, and then we can see the core here as well. So we are basically tracking all the units inside of this floor plan as well. So you feel free to play around with this floor plan and the metrics alongside with what we have done here. And in the next video, what we'll be doing is we'll be taking another proposal and we'll come up with a complete different proposal in the next video. So stay tuned for the next one.